I'd like to call a special village trustees meeting to order. First order of business, pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consideration of any changes, additions, or removal to the agenda.
I have none.
Okay. Approved minutes from previous meetings, January 13th, 2026.
I only have two little tiny typos. Okay. They're little.
Yeah, they printed like this.
Oh, no. You can have mine if you want.
Let me just, okay, I can figure it. I don't know, so they print it like this, I don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, on page 4,
All right, page 4.
letter I.
Wait a minute, hold on, let me,
Okay.
oh, there's no page number.
Do you want this one? You can just have
So
this one.
what is it, so XII, Penny, who said that it is
Our IT
Our.
contract. And the only other one I just wanted to ask Justin on page 5, on the double Q, you were asking if we got new street light. I think you said stoplight?
Page 5, double Q.
Yes.
I don't have.
I think you said stoplight. It said street light.
Yeah, it was in regards to the,
Yeah, it is. But I'm saying I think
stoplight.
it's stoplight. And it's okay, just I thought we should
Okay,
just
so
change it.
it's,
Just that, so, it's a stoplight.
All right, well, I don't have it
You can
printed
keep
out.
this if you want.
So page 5,
Just the street, stop.
WQ, stop, right.
That's all. Because I know you asked about the stoplight, but we got a new stoplight. That's all I had. I'll make a motion, we approve it as amended.
second.
Can I ask you a question, sorry? Am I allowed to, on the meeting minutes? There was 2 of us present on Zoom, but I don't see it reflected here.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
we changed that.
Who, who was it? Do you know, you and?
Guy who was
The
getting
guy that had
the
the
house for
house.
sale or something?
Yeah, the house on,
Yeah.
oh,
Sean
Sean
Lee.
Lee. In fact, he's in the minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll.
That's good to know. That's right, they were here.
Thank you, sorry about that.
Good catch. Yeah, good catch.
Actually, somebody else called it, might be out to put it in.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Comments from citizens?
Oh, okay, if I missed.
Oh, okay.
Some of these, Ms. Wu just handed me a new budget, so some of my questions as we go may have already been resolved, but I had some concerns after the last meeting with a number of line items in the budget that folks didn't know what they were. That's concerning as a taxpayer, mainly because a lot of those line items had increases. One of them had a 35% increase, and the board and the manager, although she has a little bit of an excuse, wasn't quite sure why they were there. And I highlighted, 8 or 9 of them as we go along, and some of them may have been corrected, as I said, I just got the agenda. So that was concerning, that we're looking at a budget, and there's budget increases, but we don't know what they are. And another concerning piece that I had was, I've often heard in a lot of these meetings, well, that's always been in there, or that's always the way we've done it. And I think that's not a great way to operate. In business, the worst thing you can say is, well, this is the way we've always done it. So I'd ask to sort of look at these things with a fresh mind and really think about these budget line items, because it seems like a lot of them just get rubber stamped, and there's no oversight after the fact. For example, I watched the Cemetery Commission video today, and that budget is out of whack. It's been overrun 30 or 40 grand every year, and no one's made any changes, and they approved the budget. So it's concerning that budgets are being approved, and then there's no oversight. So I'd ask this board, and I'll ask that of the select board and of the town manager, to think of ways to keep a better eye on the budgets as we go through the year, because it seems like they're only looked at once a year. Maybe quarterly, maybe that's part of the actual select board meeting every month. Where do we sit with the budgets? Because I think it's important to be able to defend, what's being approved.
Thank you. Go ahead, Justin.
Thanks, Mr. Alden, for bringing that up. As you know, we sit here, and I'm a sitting member of the select board. These budgets, I personally can't approve until I understand them. So we go back and forth for weeks. This budget is obviously a much smaller budget than the town budget, but it needs to make sense. So thank you for bringing it up. We do speak in open meeting about making sense of these numbers, justifying them, and then making them cohesive with the town budget as well. So thank you. We're on that. And I think accountability is maybe the word of the year in 2026 on budgets. We have a sharp view of them now, and I think the department heads and the departments in general know that, we're trying to rein in post-flood, post a bunch of different things. Obviously, our CLA and our grand list is growing and changing, so there's a lot of moving pieces, but we're getting on track. So thank you for the comment.
Appreciate that, thank you.
I just have a couple of comments to Mr. Alden's remarks. Give me a year, give me 8 more months. I've been here for 2 months. I just want to make sure that I am not being held to the standard of the previous municipal manager in terms of accountability for the town and the village budget. I will own the fact that I did not have answers for several of the questions that Mr. Hijack brought in.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But no, you had some very valid questions. So I'm not making excuses, but I do own that part. I went back and I sat down with the appropriate folks, and I think you're going to see something that's a little more cleaned up than what I had presented a week ago. So I apologize to the trustees for that. But in terms of accountability to the taxpayer, give me another 8 months, and you will see that accountability. And I know you will hold me accountable, so I appreciate that. Lastly, on the cemetery budget, the commissioners did cut the labor for fiscal year '27 from $85,000 to $65,000. And we made that reflection in the town budget by 20 grand or so for fiscal year '27. We are currently, I'm just going to take this moment because you brought the cemetery up. We are currently overspent by $250 in our labor line. So I am finding ways to open the cemetery either in April or mid-April, but reducing the number of people that we have working there from 3 to 2.
It is hard because it's such a utilized space. It's a very, very heavily trafficked area. So, yeah, I appreciate that. But.
That's where we're at, and I will look at actuals with department heads.
I appreciate that. I did preface and give you an out there. So, you've only been here for a few minutes, but it's really been systemic, as you look back. I'm not here to pin anybody to it, but, we can only work moving forward. So think about some systems, and run this as a business, because it seems that once the budgets are done, there's never really been any oversight after the fact. And I think that's an important piece to, to managing the taxpayers' funds.
Yep.
Duly noted.
You all right? Thank you. Thank you, trustees.
Did you have any specific items that you wanted to double check in here?
I highlighted a few of them, maybe as you guys talk about them, if you allow me to comment, because they may have changed.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
A lot of similar questions that you had at the last meeting,
Got it.
so maybe those have been cleared up.
Okay, review and discuss, possibly approve 27 village budget. And I have both, and we're going by the 119, but you can tell us what the differences are, Penny.
Dated 1/19/2026. So I went back, I talked with our municipal clerk, and did get a little bit of clarity in terms of how the budgets are broken out in terms of salary. And this is something that we can continue to address between the town and the village to ensure that we have the protocols built into our bylaws. But salary has typically been split out 80% town, 15% village, 5% water. Other expenses, things like, I'm just going to use this on the front page here, under administration. Village meeting, town reports, maybe that's not a good one. Beautification, tax abatements, penalty abatements, interest.
Under 62. 62.
Some of the contractors that we pay, 65/35 is the split. The, specifically for administration, that first line is the municipal manager salary. Okay? Village officers, that is combination of trustees and one of the clerks.
Yeah, and the water
Yep.
as well, correct?
So those are some things that I talked with our municipal clerks about trying to clean up. Computer really didn't mean computer, it means computer services, right? That's Simquest. That's the contractor that we have. Let's see, I'm going through the notes to see what we have. Some of the other questions, Justin, you had were planning?
Yes.
Yeah, page 3.
Page 3.
Go
Thank you.
back to my original here.
I have a question on the first page whenever it's appropriate.
Okay.
First page, Paul?
Yeah, under administration.
Yep. Go ahead.
So the first one I highlighted was village officers, which was confusing last time. You did just explain it, but I'm curious, under that, there's a 35% increase under village officers. If that's sort of the stipend that the board gets and some wastewater, where does that 35% increase come from?
It was my reading of it, Mr. Alden, that they were kind of going over budget year over year, so this is a catch-up. The actuals for year 25 were 18.5, and obviously the budget was 14. So that's a swing of 4,000 that they're over, so I think they're playing catch-up.
Catch-up, okay. Next one, if I could, is the insurance. You have a 65% increase there, but you also have an increase on each department budget. So
First
maybe
page.
I'm
First page is under.
maybe I'm not understanding how that works, but each department sort of has a 5, 6, 7% increase on their insurance, but the admin page here has a 65% increase.
It would be, this is my understanding of it, because of what we just said about the salaries not matching, that they're trying to match the insurance carve-outs based on the percentages that Ms. Wu just identified. Tracking.
Yeah.
That's what I believe it to be, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't have a complete breakout of what that 21,000 represents.
It's pretty easy, though, to realize that the budget
Actual.
versus actual is very consistent. It's very consistent. It's not a huge amount.
Because
It's like
you're
you just said,
budgeted at
you can't- yeah.
12.7.
Because if you take every one of them, you're always off,
Mhm.
you know, so that makes total sense to me. And you really can't change insurance costs at this.
So, insurance costs, you know, I see, obviously it goes up every year, 10, 20%. So does that 65% number reflect sort of the new positions that have come in increase? You know, you're adding a new, but, so see, that's under the other budget, though.
My estimation, Mr. Alden, is your budget for year 26 under insurances on administration's $12,750, but your actuals FY 25 are 18. So that 21 is more of a realistic number, but it's inflating that 65% because you're 65% over the 12, and you already blew the 12 out of the water with your actuals.
We're trying to have better numbers put forward to actually mean what we're doing.
So this,
not guess
so this is
numbers.
the example where it's never been budgeted correctly.
Yes.
Correct.
One of the ones where it's just.
We're back to reality.
Mhm. Gotcha. Can I ask two more, if that's all right?
Sure.
Animal control officer, it's small. There's never a budget, but there's always an actual in there, and my understanding is that the police department sort of handles that role. What is that 1680, and if that is being expended, you know, why hasn't there been? It looks like there is now.
I don't think the police handle this one. We do call someone
I can
Yeah.
speak on
to
it.
come and collect. I forget his name.
He retired. His name's Steve Laskovich. He retired for a couple years, which I think are those blank years, and then the town kind of begged him to come back, and now he does draw that 1680 stipend. We do
Gotcha.
have an animal control officer.
All right. I love that there's answers. Thank you.
Yep.
And then sort of similar with the beautification, there's an allowance there every year, but it never gets spent.
Oh, we're spending it this year.
I've been speaking, yeah.
We're spending it.
We
Don't you
want-
worry on that
We
one.
don't
We're gonna
spend
spend
it.
it.
Yeah,
$500.
All right, those are my questions on that one. I appreciate the time on that one.
of course.
Thank you.
So we're on to.
I was gonna
planning.
bump to planning, if
Yep.
everybody's wants to bump to
And I think they're on
planning.
page 3.
Yep, page 3.
We're on page 3. So there were questions on the director's salary. And there again, that budget line of, the third one down, director 14.7 is a split 85-15 salary.
That's the proper split. And the reason why it looks like it's high is, again, your actuals versus your budget of 11. Just changes it.
Let's see, we had a little conversation about computers.
Yes.
For our chair.
Yes.
Volunteer chair positions. And that's something that, after going back and talking with both Aaron and Diane, we feel like we can pull that out of our fiscal year 26 budget.
So
Under-
you're not going to wait until.
Under equipment,
Okay.
correct.
Good. I think that
Under-
should happen sooner rather than later
Yep.
anyway.
They agree, and I think that was a good call.
It was line 20, whatever, yeah. Computer program services, right? Are we at there?
No.
It was more under
More
equipment.
under equipment.
Okay,
Which is 1260, which remains
see
a
it, I
5%
see it.
increase.
1260.
Can I ask two questions on that?
Yep. I think those were those all your questions.
Yeah.
Let me know if I'm out of order, Bob. Under the legal, I understand some of that, you get a 450% increase there. And I get that a lot of that over the past few years was because the P and Z office was in a little bit of disarray, and legal was writing all the decisions and spent a lot of time on DRB matters. But now that that's been taken away, why such a large budget item there?
Are you talking legal litigation line item under planning?
Yeah.
What number do you have, Mr. Alden?
Yeah, 'cause I'm looking at it all.
I'm looking, did it change? I'm sorry, I didn't look at
They
it.
Yeah,
did just
so-
change
Oh.
it.
Change.
Yep,
All
we
right.
did reflect that, so the old version is.
My
four-
apologies.
Yeah,
I'm looking on the old one
446.
here.
Do you have a copy of the 19?
Yep, I do,
Because I
thank
can-
you.
Good chair.
All right, scratch that, so let me check on the next one here, training,
Training.
that hasn't changed.
Yep.
You're only as good as your employees, so investing in your employees is important. That line item, in my opinion, should increase greatly. There's always training, there's always ways to improve. $100 for how many employees are there? That's just not,
This is only the village portion of
I
it.
know, I'm trying to think what we had in the town for training.
I'm sure it's on the lower side.
well, if this
I
is
don't know.
30%, 35%.
Well, you know what?
Aaron has asked.
I have it on my phone.
For,
Look it up.
Aaron has asked for a couple.
I'd
of
ask that you increase
national
that,
things.
I'm
and
sorry, I can't, you said Aaron what?
Aaron has asked for some training money.
And I believe it's reflected in the town budget.
that line item to me is really, pays off for the town. Continuing education for the employees, for your staff is vital.
Good point. Yep.
7, I don't know, I think it's around $700 or $800.
And that's the town's?
That's
This is the
put
town's
together.
portion, yeah.
The town portion.
That's all I have.
I
to
hear
comment.
you.
It's only gonna benefit you and the town.
Anything else on planning?
Not for me.
I do not. Streets and highways, we found some redundancy in here, and this is where you're finding most of your savings. There was one item that was embedded in several of these items, and so we removed that piece.
What was that?
It was,
The street construction,
yeah.
3/5 highway?
yep,
Yeah.
87.08 line.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
Ready?
60 grand.
Ron had that kind of sprinkled throughout these pieces.
I see it.
We talked about the street lights, stop lights. Justin and I had a conversation on Friday about the budget and talking about some of the crosswalks in the village. And this was part of the conversation we also had, I think, in that meeting, that if we have crosswalks that are
4-way.
leading to, i.e.
Oh.
Veterans Park, Bandstand, we need to be maintaining those.
Yep.
So that's kind of the conversation there. Nothing changes the contract number that we have in here for signs, lines.
And we did double check that the winter sand and winter salt are split appropriately based on the 65-35 rule. So those do reconcile.
Yep. That's all I had on streets and highways, but I think Eric's gonna.
You put me up at the table tonight. Just two clarification questions, I guess. There was discussion about the streetlight control being replaced. And it's been a topic here. I know this is one of Julie's big items, the four-way cross. But it seems, since that's brand new, no one knows if it will actually do what we want it to do. So I'm concerned that a lot of money was spent to replace that, and it's not going to give us what we actually wanted it to do. So maybe that's a standby and wait.
We need to call the company and ask them to come out.
Yeah, Ron Tarble said in the minutes about that too. He said that,
Dabo or whatever.
yeah, he said that they'd find out if they could change that. Because I got it in the minutes today too.
And I'm sure you can change that. I will say the street lights stoplight line item for 27 is probably high. I can't imagine it's gonna be. The maintenance that was done on that thing for the past couple of years.
Was here.
You're up here quite a bit. When it's
Yeah.
flashing, it's broken.
Yeah.
And it was flashing quite a bit. So I'm assuming that number will actually be substantially lower.
And just one clarification, there's a line item called parking for about $5,000. What is that?
We don't, Ms. Wu, I'm sure you can speak on it maybe more than I can. We don't own this lot. That's in regards to this one and the public municipal lot.
Behind the,
So it's the rental of
behind
lot.
the, I'm
IGA.
sorry, yeah, I was trying to think.
Yeah, it's the
IGA
municipal
call it.
lot and
What's it
then
called?
this lot here.
IGA building. We pay for that.
Is that, they plow in there? Is that why it's under streets and highway?
We plow the lot itself. We don't plow their parking area.
Okay. That's why I
The
think.
gravel part's what we rent, basically.
Behind where the old barn used to be there on the right.
Mhm.
That's
It
why
was
that's
paved
why it's
before
plowed
the
so
flood.
nicely and
Yeah,
pushed back.
it wasn't-
And I guess it's under the streets and highways because we just kind of designated a part of the street.
It seems like it's a contract, though. Isn't it a contract payment?
Do we have a contract for the municipal lot over there?
No,
I don't believe we do.
No, we don't. I remember that was a big issue. They
Yeah,
could just-
and I don't believe, we actually just signed a lease agreement for this lot, though. That one is, but that's through the town.
so the town, that one is through the landowner.
Handshake
And
deal.
we plow it.
Yep. This one here is through the town, and we just authorized that contract to be signed.
I haven't seen that one yet.
With the neighbors here?
I haven't seen the paperwork on that.
Okay.
We probably have it. I mean, I just need to go search for
I
it.
guess I'm just curious why that's pulled out. Why is that a separate line item? I mean, plowing is plowing. You don't necessarily break it down by what streets or what lots you're plowing. Is that actually a lease, a payment that is being
Yeah,
made?
there is a payment. They did pay. Should we keep that open?
Under parking.
Yeah, I just don't know why it would be in the streets and highways budget, if that's a payment that the town is making to the owner.
Something to be said for that, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
I get where the town was coming from, saying, oh, it's part of streets and highways because it's a parking lot. But Mr. Alden has a point there.
Yeah. And we have paid it in the past, under actuals.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure what the trustees want to do with that one. Want to leave it where
Would
it's
you-
at?
yeah,
For this time around?
Because we
Where would you
paid,
want
so
I'd like to, yeah,
I'm
to
guessing we're paying some kind of a
lease thing.
lease for those. Pretty sure we are out back.
It is, a lot of times when they come into zoning, they use that as alternative parking. So they have always maintained that.
I'm not really sure where that
I'd
would go.
advise the trustees to leave it where it's at, but instruct me to look into
Me too.
payment for both of those parking areas.
I think I'd be comfortable leaving it.
I'd leave it
For
and
sure.
then look into.
Consensus.
Yes.
We-
I mean, we're making payments, so we're assuming, but I'm sure there's a good answer for that.
It's not IGA, it's the beverage.
Brewfest.
Sounds like a night joke, but IJ.
Roof vest, yeah.
Thank you. Yep, Brewfest.
Downtown grocery.
Okay, that one.
Did you have anything
And-
else, Eric?
No, I'm good on that one, thank you.
Just checking.
Sorry, I
Before we
didn't mean to
move
derail the
on.
whole meeting here.
All
It's good to have some
All good.
community input.
I
Yeah,
spent
it's
I
good.
spent the day looking at all this, and now you
Yeah.
gotta suffer.
No, it's good. It's very good. I'm looking at my notes from last meeting. Computer. It's actuals, it's stoplight.
Next question I had was under village insurance. It makes sense to me the way that it was described. The village electric light insurance for 112, but then we get an insurance revenue carve-out, a refund and reimbursement of 112.
Justin's on page 6.
Yeah, and that's on
Is that
page
right?
6.
Yeah,
So those two
112,
numbers
112.
Yep.
correlate and cancel each other out.
That is all I had. Let me go back to here.
That's all I had. Next year as well.
I had one on the wastewater, if I could.
What page are you on?
It's 8, I believe is what it says.
I want to make sure
I
I
don't
have
have
the
a
light.
number on it.
Okay, so I don't have
I got the thing from
the eight. Yeah, just, what's this? Where's your sign?
Yeah, I actually wrote that down.
Oh, there, I know you had all there. I was like, happy Mr. I was like,
Yeah.
Favorite figure over the
on the page, I'm going, there's no number on
I
this.
couldn't find the case number.
Before we
And I-
move to the wastewater, I'd like to bring up that final number on the village budget. Big swing. Went from 19 plus to minus 1.1.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe our first
Page
presented
7.
budget
You're just
on
saying
the
that.
7th.
Yeah, it was rough.
The first presented budget on the 7th was an increase of 19.3%. The now new village taxes to be raised 1.1%, a swing of almost 20%.
This one was 4.
4.4.
Was 4.4, so it came down from that.
5% again,
Yeah. So what'd you have on wastewater?
First item, operator, you got no budget for '24, but you got an actual, no budget for '25, and you got an actual. Just curious what that is, and why is there no budget for it moving forward?
Okay, hold on. Let me catch up with you. You're on page 8.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I believe that was a hired position, an additional position, that then was vacant and just filled at the very end. That is my understanding of it, but I'm not 100% on that, Mr. Alban.
At one time they had, I'm just trying to count the positions. At one time they had 4 positions. When I got here, they had 2 filled.
Now we have 3.
Commission approved to fill the 3rd position. And our chief operator said, I don't need the 4th one. So I think, I'm just thinking out loud here a little bit. And Eric, what was your question again?
Just curious, because there were some actuals, but nothing budgeted for '24, nothing budgeted for '25, and then nothing budgeted forward, but Mr. Hijack's explanation sounds reasonable, that, there was some bleed over between the budget periods. They may have brought somebody on during the '24.
Believe that to be the case. You know, I missed one on our first budget, Miss Wu.
Salaries too.
Sodium hypochlorite. We are spending $14 additional thousand on that. Obviously, it matches our actuals, What is it?
Must be something to break down the sewer.
Well, there's sodium hypochlorite, sodium bisulfite, and sodium aluminate.
I wonder if we get it from overseas or.
I'm just curious as to what that is. It looks like it's in line with what we're actually using. But if we're spending that kind of money, it might behoove us to take a look at the user fees on the wastewater end. You have such a huge increase.
Trying to align again with the, look at your actuals, right?
Well, it's close on the actuals, the budget.
Yes.
The budget has been.
Not.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you
Skewed.
said,
I think that was another.
when you're
Back to
kind of
reality.
Yeah.
trying to catch.
Trying to get the,
But you
trying to
see,
get your real numbers here.
if we're
That's what
really
we
spending
want.
that $30,000, it stands to reason that the user fees should increase. I get that they're increasing a little bit, maybe to match reality. I'm hoping,
David Rose
yeah.
has indicated that in May, the water commissioners review the budget and look at the fees at that time. But it has been, that is actually in the minutes, it has been discussed.
Thank you. They set the water fees, or both the wastewater and water fees? Because I've been on
Oh,
the
we set the-
trustees for.
We set the wastewater.
Oh, this is wastewater, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the
Yes,
sewer, they're the water.
We set the
Yeah, they're
wastewater
water.
fee once a year,
Yes.
and it's right around this time. And I just,
Sorry.
a point to bring it up is, yes, the total wastewater is down, but certain things are climbing up, and especially with the flood and the relocation and everything, it's good for us to keep an eye out on it. Understand the needs of the plant.
Now I don't have to ask that one, thank you.
The hypochlorite.
I will,
Still don't know what it is, but.
I will consult our chief operator to fully understand the
But that wouldn't,
3 levels of sodium that we add to our wastewater.
and that's not gonna prevent me from
One of which we don't.
passing or debating this budget tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Just let you know. Need to know what sodium hypochlorite is first.
Nope, Mr. Kraft didn't cover that one in
I should.
school
I'm
chemistry.
sure it's something to break down and clarify.
It's the
It's
enzyme.
One last
Basically
one on page
enzyme.
9. if I
Page
could.
9.
It may be just an explanation. West Hill ejection station maintenance. That has never been budgeted and no actuals, and now it's $20,000, so I guess the question is, why?
It is a pump that
Is that
has,
something new?
it's an existing pump, and it is failing, and we are trying to rebuild it. And it's at the West Hill Rec Center, within that building itself. So the waste comes off of the users that are above that spot, comes down to that area, and then it pumps back up to the hill, down West Hill, and then it, from there, feeds into the rest of it.
There's an issue between the low point and high point right there on that property.
And the pump is failing.
Yeah.
So just in looking at other pumps, and I don't know if there's a size difference, if there's a capacity or volume, you know, for the one on Pond Street, you sort of spend $700 a year to maintain it. You know, is this 20,000 a replacement? And, you know, should there be some maintenance budget moving forward? And it's, you know, should there be a preventive maintenance, you know, plan to, because we certainly don't want those to fail. That's bad.
Absolutely not.
That's
And
bad news.
I would hope that we could build these kinds of things into a future capital investment program.
Yeah, and rest assured, you know, I know Miss Wu is aware of it. Our water pipes are old, our sewer pipes are old. You know, I own 2 businesses on Main Street. Both those water's mains have failed since I've owned them and had to be dug up on Main Street and replaced. So, we're aware of it. It is a big project.
No, it's a good,
And
it's a
and
good point.
eventually, as much maintenance as you do, sometimes they just, they're
Time.
beyond.
No, sure.
Yeah.
I think it just highlights that
Yeah.
it's something that may have been overlooked and it's never been maintained, and now, as part of our capital needs assessment, now we're trying to catch up on something that, has been out of sight, out of mind. I think that's all I got. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions.
Well, I just want to say I applaud the town, the clerks, the administrators, town manager, the department heads, to present to us an actual realistic budget that is really dialed in. It doesn't increase too much. You guys did really diligent work. Thank you.
Actual numbers. Yeah. Thank you.
I would make a motion to approve the budget as presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Do we want to put the date in, or is that okay, just 119, or does that matter?
Budget presented.
The new one, yeah.
At tonight's meeting, yeah.
Yeah. 1/19/2026.
Okay, got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Other business? No?
I have no other business.
Municipal manager updates.
Just a follow-up from last meeting, we did work with 61 Pleasant Street, Mr. Sean Lee. He did pay for both water and wastewater. Back building from 2018 came to approximately $6,000. So as far as I know, he received his certificate of occupancy and was able to close.
Great.
Thank you.
Happy to hear
That's
that.
great news.
So that's good. We can probably expect many more of those as we have someone in the position full-time now in the director of planning and zoning. So that process works. That's good. And then secondly, town and village merger. Very, very important dates for the trustees to be pleased in town and in attendance. Tuesday, February 3rd, Tuesday, February 17th for village public hearings. We are going through the process to warn these. It will be very tight, but we will make the town and village public hearing requirements. If we can have trustees available for public hearings, again, Tuesday, February 3rd, Tuesday, February 17th at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
And then we'll go, much like we did the hearing last week, or the week before. Man, these days run together. We'll have the public hearing at 5, and then we'll roll right into trustees meeting.
Let's do it.
Third.
So just a heads up on that.
Great. Do we have an official date for the village town meeting?
For the town vote, the town vote will be Tuesday, March 3rd. And that is town meeting day. Village vote will be on Tuesday, March 24th.
But the town meeting actually is on
The 3rd?
the hearing, it would be the day, on Monday, right? Because Tuesday's the voting, we usually have a meeting
Tuesday's the voting,
before.
sorry. Yes,
So the select board yearly meeting is March 2nd.
monthly.
It's a Monday.
Yep. And
Monday.
then
Voting is Tuesday.
trustees will meet on Monday, March 23rd. Because we have our annual meeting.
Monday, March 23rd. I'm focused in on the vote, sorry. I should
Yeah.
have included those dates, but yes,
Okay.
answer your question, sorry.
I'll speak with you about March availability.
Okay.
Can I add a comment?
Yes.
No, thank you. The merger is important, I think. I think most people in the room here do. There's been very few people come to these meetings, as we know. And even fewer come to, town hall collectively for the annual meeting. I think it would be worthwhile somehow to get some stories about why this is good out there. The Vermont Journal, Facebook, the local neighbor one, and start getting this out there now.
TV.
But, your majority of your voters don't actually go to town meeting or come to these meetings, so you need a little bit of a PR campaign if you want this to really, drive home, and there's really nothing out there other than, the folks that have been talking about it here that I've seen, so.
Actually, I think we've had some really spirited conversations upstairs
Yeah.
about the merger. I've heard a lot of town people came. There
Most
was like
people
20,
are
30
in
that
favor.
time.
There
Yeah,
are
they-
a couple great points that have been made in
We had
opposition.
some great
but,
meetings on it.
You
I think we had a
know,
lot of participation upstairs.
Yeah.
I agree, we need to, it's a PR thing.
Just like a Vermont Journal article, or, those are easy enough to get done, or, just to really
Or our
hit the
local
masses.
TV station.
Why you guys feel it's important,
yeah.
and why it should be done now. The last vote in 1968 failed.
I think moving into, 2026 and beyond, it makes fiscal sense. It's a better position for the town as a whole in regards to applying for grants and getting benefits from the state level. It just makes it a whole lot easier on our folks here too at the administration. Yeah, there's things to talk about, and we did have those public hearings. Our lawyer who wrote the merger was a great resource. She's very knowledgeable, done a couple charters. She's out of Mendon, she's a great lady. I forget her name, Sarah.
Reached out to her today, Sarah Buxton, but
Yeah.
she's out of the office for the holiday. But I will tie in with her tomorrow, for sure.
She's great.
That's a very good point. I will put my PR cap on and work with our local television. And Ula has her hand up.
Little PSA.
Go ahead, Hula.
Hi, Ula.
I just wanted to remind you that the village vote is on the 3rd, but the village meeting follows the vote.
That's right, the village meeting follows the vote. That's right,
It does normally, and what's the exact date of that?
the 23rd. She said the 3rd, March 3rd.
I'm sorry, I said the 23rd. or whatever
23rd.
the-
23rd.
March 24th.
I think she said the 24th.
Yeah, the 24th. Because you have the vote on the 24th and the meeting is right to the vote. So you can't have an informational meeting before.
Cannot?
The 23rd is the meeting, the 24th is the vote, from my understanding.
No,
No.
No, she's saying no.
She's saying that
The
it
meeting
follows
is-
for village.
it follows the village vote.
Follows the village
Really?
vote, okay.
Yeah.
That's the,
The up of the calendar.
I'll,
If you could just give us that.
Thank you, Ula.
Okay,
thanks, Ula.
great.
One thing I wanted to bring up
It is on.
as other business, are we under other business? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gone, but
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
We can
done.
bring it up next week. It's fine. There it is.
Do you want to go back?
Nope, it's fine.
Okay.
go back.
That's all
That's all I
good.
had, Bob.
Set date for next meeting,
Yeah.
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Yeah, it's the one.
But we're going to meet at 5 PM on February
Yeah.
3rd, because we have the
Merger meeting.
merger meeting first.
Can't believe we're already gonna be in February. I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
We've signed one already.
Yeah, that's right.
Do we need an
Oh,
executive
second.
session? Okay.
I'll make that motion to adjourn. Yes, sir.
I second it.
sign this?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna vote, but I-
Thank you.
Good job.
Extra vote.